Hey, this is Jessie, and welcome to the Fabulous Kingdom channel. This is where we talk about Disney tips and tricks, budgeting to get to Disney World, fun stuff like that. If you like all that and are interested in hearing some more, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be asking questions throughout the video. I want to start with budgeting to get to Walt Disney World. How do you budget to plan a trip? Disney can be expensive, and you don't mind my hair. You need to have a plan. That long story short, you need to have a plan, and there's a couple different things that I want to go over. So, one thing is transportation. Are you going to either fly if you live kind of far from Disney World or Disneyland? Either you're going to fly or drive. I'm mainly going to be talking about Disney World because that's the only parks I've been to at the moment. Me and my sister have a trip planned to go to Disneyland in the next year and a half. That'll be my first time there, and I'm so excited. But back to Disney World. If you're staying on property, there's free buses to get to and from the parks. I want to talk about wheelchairs, scooters, the ECVs. If you're handicapped, I should say. You can rent scooters in the park for last time I checked, it's $70 up front, and you get $20 refunded once you return the ECV. However, it takes a couple days to go back to your card. So in my opinion, it's better to rent from a place I like called Buena Vista Scooters. It's a lot cheaper. You pay for your whole stay. They will deliver your wheelchair or your ECV to the resort you're staying at Disney Resort. I'm not sure if they will deliver to other resorts, but I know they do deliver to any Disney resort. And you just schedule a pickup time and a drop-off time. And you pay for a week or however long you're going to be there. And the prices vary a little, but they're definitely cheaper than going with the parks. I think last time I looked for a week, it was probably $300 cheaper than if you were to add up all the days that you would spend $70 at the parks and then get those refunds late. So, in my opinion, I would recommend going to Buena Vista Scooters. There's many other options, but I recommend them. If you're a bigger girl like I am, you need to rent one of their 500 pound capacity ECVs. My pro tip would be to stay on property because that particular ECV has to be brought by them. They can't go in your car unless you have a handicap accessible car that has a ramp. So my opinion or my pro tip would be to stay on property because you can take them directly on the free buses. They have ramps to get on the bus. They have ramps to get on the boat when you get to Magic Kingdom and the monorail. So it works out for someone who's handicapped. Also, another thing, if you one time I had to walk from, and I'm handicapped by the way. One time I had to walk from the parking lot, the handicap parking lot to the main gate. It was hell for me, but because you not only have to walk to the ticketing center, you have to get on the boat or the monorail, and then you have to walk to the front gate. So if you're really handicapped, it's kind of hard. So I would recommend getting a scooter ahead of time. Also, if you're a smaller person, you can rent a compact wheelchair or scooter that is foldable that can go in your trunk of your car. However, I believe you have to pick that up at the Buena Vista Scooters main office. which shouldn't be a problem if you brought a car. Next thing I want to talk about is the hotels. I personally recommend staying on property because of the wheelchair situation, and it's just a bit better experience in my opinion. However, there are many resorts in Orlando that are just as good and have transportation to the parks. There are many just regular hotels and motels, but that's only going to work if you have your own transportation to the parks. Or if you want to do Uber or Lyft, it's up to you guys. There's many different price ranges for on-property stays. There's value resorts, there's model resorts, and then there's deluxe. The prices range quite a bit from value to deluxe. So it just really depends on your budget. And right now, the prices are kind of high for all of them. But obviously, there's still a difference. But I recommend staying at the all-star resorts, which there's 3 of them. There's movies, there's music, and there's sports. All of them are just as good. I've never stayed at the movies one, but that's on my bucket list, so we will be going there at some point. It's, in my opinion, there's better decor. I've been there, I just never stayed there. There's better decor, and I've stayed at the sports resort, and that one's pretty cool. There's 2 pools. Actually, I think both of them have 2 pools. Different themes, obviously. But I highly recommend staying at a value resort, and that particular one is right next to a McDonald's. So if you need a late night bite, it's right there. Now, I think we should go over food. Food is a big thing for a budget, in my opinion, because you can go way over budget at Disney by spending money on just any old food you want. You can do that. That's up to your budget. I personally would want to do reservations. That's a thing. I personally do at least 2 reservations throughout my week stay. Usually one is a character dining, which is great for kids. Not that I'm a kid, but kid at heart. I don't have any kids, but I still love meeting the characters. And the other one would usually be our guest. I've been there only once, but I was very impressed, and that's in Magic Kingdom. So you do need a park ticket to get to it, but I recommend those 2. For other food, like park food, like the little stands, you can go over budget quickly with them. I mean, just a bottle of water last time I went was $3. So you can bring water and sodas into the park with you. You can bring food into the park with you. If you wanted to pack a lunch, that's no problem. Also, big pro tip: if you're staying at a resort, any hotel, you should get Instacart sent to your hotel room if you plan on packing lunches. I mean, usually every hotel I've been around in Orlando has at least a mini fridge and a microwave. So really, you could even buy food for at the hotel, even if you just wanted to have snacks on hand, or if you actually wanted like lunch meat and bread to take to the park, have sandwiches. I used to work there at Disney World. Me and my ex-husband used to work there, and I would go to the parks all the time. Obviously, doing that, I didn't have enough money to be spending all the time at food and stuff, because that can get a little out of hand. So what I was doing is packing lunch. I would bring in Uncrustables, some fruit, a chip bag, something, and it worked out great for me. I highly recommend it. And another thing would be the popcorn buckets. If you like popcorn, you don't have to get the fancy bucket, but they do have like regular old, like it literally looks like a bucket with like Christmas time they'll have like snow and sledding on it, or during the festivals they might have something to do with flower and garden, who knows. But those buckets are refillable for a cheaper price than buying the regular popcorn. So I recommend that too, as a snack in the park. But I would definitely try to map out your food budget. I do this thing where if I'm going for a week, I kind of map out what days I'll be at Magic Kingdom, what days I'll be at Epcot, what days I'll be at Hollywood Studios, and so on and so forth. And I say, okay, I want 2 reservations, one at Magic Kingdom, one on Epcot day. And then the rest I fill in with how much I'm going to spend on park food. If I only want to spend $30 in total on park food, that's what I budget. That's what I put in my wallet, $30, period. The reservation time, I might use my card and make sure I have that amount on there. When you look online on Disney's website, it'll give you a price range. It even shows you the menu if you wanted something more expensive, like alcohol of some sort. Like at Epcot, they sell alcohol like everywhere. So you can budget for that too. Another great tip. So I've been doing this for a while. Disney gift cards don't expire. You can use them online. You can use them at the parks. You can save Disney gift cards for as long as you need to and have them for food, hotel even. You can use them for the resort. You can use them merchandise. You can use them for the whole 9 yards at virtually anything in the parks. And even, like I said, for the resort fee. I personally keep them in a little pencil pouch. I currently have about $700 saved just in Disney gift cards. And I'm going to use them for my food. I'm going to use them for my souvenirs, my pin collection that I got going on, and so on and so forth. Anyway, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And I want you to also comment what's your favorite park. Either way, we're going to have fun with these comments. You have a great day, and I'll be back with my next video probably next week.